Oh, so dirty. Come on. So many crevices.
So I'm this girl?
Yeah, you can be her as a little kid.
Okay. And you sure you're not a kid too?
That looks really satisfying. And then you can use the right mouse button to rotate, yeah.
How about you clean its butt?
Oh yeah, oh my gosh. I should probably clean my phone more. Alright, I need a tissue. Hi everyone! It's a Friday night and I'm finally able to get some gaming time in. And today I'm gonna try this game, Letters from the Past, Undusted. A casual game in which you clean and restore items and uncover some story about the main character here. Let's jump in. When I think of my family home, the first things that come to mind are the glittering lake and the gently sloping hills. After walking through the bustling streets, over the hills and along the lakeside, my house and its bright red roof soon came into view. I would chat with Mom and Dad as we passed through the front gate together, and the big lemon tree in the yard would always greet us. For someone like me who lacked courage, maybe all I needed was an excuse, no matter how small. The letter from my aunt was enough. Oh boy, I feel like this game is going to be a tearjerker. Dear Adora. That's a pretty name. Long time no see. How have you been? Are you doing all the things you've always wanted to do? It's been a while since I've heard from you. Come to think of it, the last time we saw each other was at Lily's funeral. Oh no. I'm sorry to trouble you after all this time, but I can't find the necklace your mother gave me. I'm fairly certain that I left it at your house after one of my visits. I really thought I had lost it for good, you know. I know it's a bit of a hassle, but could you send it to me? It should be in the attic. That's where Lily and I spent most of our time together when I was over. Thank you. Love, your aunt. It's been a long time since I last came back. I should tidy up the place. I suppose now's the right time. For the time being, it's the least I can do. The key. Ah, here it is. It's rusted all over. I'll have to clean it before I can use it. Okay, time to clean. Use the mouse wheel to zoom in and out. Got it. Hold right and drag the mouse around to rotate the key. Hold the mouse wheel and drag around to move. Okay. Click the mouse wheel once to reset the key's position. Select the tool on the left to clean the key. Okay, now I saw in one of the reviews that there is a setting, clean. Press the key. Oh, it's in the pause. Okay, they said it's in the pause menu. Oh, cleaning toggle mode. What is this? Use a single button. Yes, okay. There we go. Make sure to turn that on because I think that will save your wrist from all of this back and forth. Okay, so rotate that around. Oh man. You know, I really wish I did more of this in real life. Just cleaning all my stuff. So there's so many things that we use every day, and you know, when it gets dirty or a little bit damaged, we just toss it in the trash. But it's a lot of things that probably have a lot of life if we just, you know, fixed it. Hints become available after cleaning items. Hold tab. Oh. Okay, wow. That's helpful. I don't think I would have found... Oh my goodness, that is some really detailed cleaning here. Yikes. Okay. We're going to like super levels of clean here. Reaching 99% will enable the wrap up button. Finish cleaning by either reaching 100%. Okay. Well, there's a spot here still. Clearly, I need to get that. Cough, cough. When was the last time this place was cleaned? There's so much dust that I can barely breathe. I need to go to the attic and find that necklace. Huh? Why is it locked? Now that I think of it, I've hardly ever been into the attic. Mom was always the one in charge of it. Oh well, I need to clean the rest of the house anyway. The attic keys should eventually turn up. Where should I even start? Cough, cough. The house key. It hasn't been used in a long time. Does that mean I haven't been here in a long time? I guess I just got back because I was walking into the hills and stuff. After being neglected for so long, the house was so heavily laden with dust that I needed a mask to breathe normally. I opened a window and started clearing out some of the dust. When it was cleaning day, I used to be in charge of the floors. Mom took care of the furniture, and Dad handled the windows and any tall places that were out of reach. If I closed my eyes, I could almost hear it all again. The sounds of Mom wiping down the furniture, Dad's humming. While cleaning the living room, I found a dust-covered photo frame on a shelf. Housed inside was our first family photo. Chapter 1. Once Upon a Time. Oh, this music is so moving. Okay. Clean the item. When we went to take our first family photo, Dad had made a peculiar suggestion. While it wasn't unusual for him to say or do something quirky, none of us saw it coming. Why don't we all wear animal costumes? It'll be Adora's first ever family photo, so let's make it a special and unforgettable experience. He pleaded like a giddy child, arms firmly wrapped around a large costume. Mom let out a deep sigh. Here we go again. It was massive. He really loved his jokes and pranks. A complete 180 from Mom. You guys ever watch those, watch cleaning videos online? Like, where they clean the rugs that are super dirty and muddy? Oh, those are so satisfying. Or like the ladies who clean out the hoarder homes and you see the before and after. So good. Oh, we never ended up wearing costumes like he had wanted to. Aww. I keep forgetting to click to activate the cleaning implement. I kind of wish the sponge had a clearer, use state or active state. Like, I'm holding it, and when I click this, I'm using it, but it's really hard to tell the difference between those two states. Click, click, come on, okay. Yeah, like if it glowed a little brighter or something like that. Bunny ears. Aww. Mom, honey, don't you think there's a reason why people take more traditional photos? Dad, because they couldn't come up with anything creative? Are you serious? Can't we just take a normal picture? But, Adora, look at this. What a cute cat. Oh, so you're only trying to talk Adora into your plan now? Our very first family photo together. A seemingly ordinary picture with an amusing story behind it. Oh, I'm gonna get to know this family. Oh. And so ensued a battle between an unstoppable father and an immovable mother. As always, Mom won, leaving Dad with his shoulders hunched in defeat. While Mom was talking to the photographer, I snuck over to Dad and whispered, "Let's wear our costumes next time." He only responded with a slight nod. When I looked at the photo afterward, I saw that he had given me bunny ears. Mom noticed shortly afterward and gave Dad a light rap on the head, but the sheer dad-like triumph on his face sent us all into a fit of laughter. Number 3, a fitting appearance. Clean the item. Oh, I wonder how many items we have. Oh my gosh, there's a lot. 16 items. My goodness. Okay. When I was young, Mom often told me it was dangerous to go into the kitchen or attic alone, but the more someone told me not to do something, the more I wanted to do it. One day when Mom and Dad were out, I excitedly went into the kitchen to examine the cupboard that was just barely within reach. My heart was pounding as I opened the cupboard. There were many beautiful porcelain teacups, and I took out the one I thought was prettiest. Suddenly, the front door opened with a creak. Someone was back. Crash! It was the sound of porcelain breaking on the floor. The teacup had slipped out of my hands. The sharp sound of shattering porcelain froze me in place. I heard Mom urgently calling my name. Once she came into the kitchen and saw what had happened, her face froze. Oh no, I wonder if she was mad. Her face was so pale and stern. I had never seen her look like that before. Ooh, I wonder if this was really important to her. I mean, it definitely looks like it broke. Oh, it has a symbol. What's this symbol? It must have some kind of meaning. Oh, I like the color in here. It's pretty. Ooh, oh my goodness, this is like a lot of cleaning to do still on this thing. Yikes. Wouldn't it be cool to have this kind of X-ray vision in real life? I mean, I think it could be good, but also really bad, because then you'd see how dirty everything is. But, you know, actually, I changed my mind. I think this would actually be bad to have in real life, because then you would see everything that is not completely clean, and then you would feel like you had to clean it all. Keep me in the dark about how dirty all the things are. I think it looks like a teacup to me. Mom, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to break it. Oh, Adora, are you okay? Are you hurt anywhere? Mom, I'm so sorry. I'm sorry I didn't listen to you, and I even broke one of the teacups. It's okay, Adora. Everything's okay as long as you aren't hurt. A porcelain teacup that is barely intact. One of Mom's most treasured possessions. After giving me a big hug, she started to carefully gather the shards of porcelain in silence. I still couldn't forget how she had looked at the broken teacup. The next day, I secretly retrieved the shards from the trash and clumsily glued everything back together. Then I returned the fragile teacup to its place in the cupboard, hoping that Mom would feel better after seeing it. When Mom discovered the teacup later, she murmured, "This is a much more fitting appearance." I didn't understand why, but her smile looked bitter. Ooh. Why would her smile look bitter? Does that mean she doesn't like the cup, or whoever gave her the cup? The plot thickens. Mom loved writing with fountain pens, no matter how long the letter or document. Whenever I asked if it was tiring to write so much by hand, she would always say, "It's difficult, but it's worth it." Mom had a routine before writing. First, she would sit at her desk with perfect posture. Then she'd neatly lay out a fresh sheet of paper. Finally, she'd select one ink bottle from her collection and gracefully dip the nib of her exquisite fountain pen. I loved watching this process, so I used to quietly sit beside her whenever she took up her pen. Watching her fill empty sheets of paper with her handwriting imparted a special feeling I couldn't experience anywhere else. She had so many inkwells, sometimes I'd spend half a day just looking at them all. I don't think she used this one very often. I wonder if it's better to use the toothbrush or the sponge to cover more ground. Not entirely sure. Only in the darkest of nights can you discover the star hidden within. Lewis. That's a quote from Mom's favorite writer. Why is it written on here? Because it's a limited edition ink. Dad and I were still university students, so it took him a lot of hard work to buy it. But it looks new. Is it because you don't want to waste it? Adora, let me show you something. If you write with this ink and then turn off the lights, can you see the words glowing? The darker the room is, the brighter the ink shines. Oh wow! To Adora, Lily and Ash's beloved daughter, you need to eat a variety of foods to grow big and strong. But I hate carrots. Oh my gosh, this girl is reminding me so much of my daughter right now. If you become brave enough to finish your carrots, I'll give you a fountain pen as a present. A special ink that glows in the dark. A quote from a famous writer is displayed on the label. I adored fountain pens, so it was an irresistible offer. Mom looked into my awestruck eyes and said, "Do you know why I love fountain pens? Because you can learn about someone through their handwriting." Even if I wrote something without much thought behind it, I learned more about myself after reading those words. She gently closed the inkwell. For some reason, after that day, I never saw her use a fountain pen again. Oh, that's sad. Oh my gosh. I wonder why. Dad absolutely loved music. Whenever he could, he'd be humming or playing various instruments. He told me that he used to be in a children's choir and that he had joined a band during his university days. Whenever he returned home from work, he'd sing a little song he composed, titled, "Dad Loves Coming Home." Mom would always warn him about disturbing the neighbors, but she could never mask her smile. Thanks to Dad, music enriched every dimension of our lives. Alright, so Mom loves to write and Dad loves music. The first line always made me laugh. What was it again? "You can't hold me back, I'm free. No one can ever, ever stop me." Was that it? Ooh, music notes are coming out. Can I play a song? That's cool.
Mama, what are you doing?
Hi, kiddo. I'm
Playing Scratchy Scratchy?
No, I'm playing this new game called Undusted.
Can I try?
Yeah. Do you want to try? Okay, here, come over here and control the mouse. Okay, I'm gonna hold it for you, so just click it one time. Yep, click it one time and then start moving it back and forth.
It's kinda hard.
Yeah. Maybe make smaller motions.
What's the yellow thing?
That's the dirty spots. So normally it looks like this, and then when I press this button, it shows us like exactly where, because we're trying to get it all the way to 100% clean. It's like a music player.
It looks like a TED Talk.
Yeah. Dad. Adora, I'm done. After my hit single, Dad Loves Coming Home, my newest release is...
Is this Daddy?
Yeah, I know. He looks really young. Dad loves the weekend. Do you want to read that part?
So I'm this girl?
Yeah, you can be her as a little kid.
Okay. Dad, you sure you're not a kid too?
Haha, you got me. Since my secret's out, how about a song? Where'd I put my ocarina? That's what this is called.
Dad, if you love music so much, why do you become accountant? Music is accounting and I play completely different.
That's a good question, Adora. You see, I love music, but it doesn't mean that I can't live without it. On the other hand, I get itchy if I don't work with numbers for even a single day. To achieve happiness, it's not about doing what you want. It's about doing what you can't live without. When you find something like that, you'll understand exactly how I feel. A cute turtle-shaped ocarina. Dad often played his own songs on it. Dad then started to joyfully play his ocarina. His face was that of a man who had everything he needed to be happy. I suddenly grew curious and asked,
Then what can't you live without?
He replied, Lily and Adora. That's why I'm the happiest man in the world. He then declared that his next song would be named Dad is Super Duper Happy. Despite my laughter, I couldn't wait to hear the next release in his Dad series. I often found myself humming his songs, and his words stayed with me. Would I also find something I couldn't live without? One day on our way home, we came across a cute kitten crying by its lonesome. I couldn't bear to leave it there by itself, so I begged my parents to let me bring it back with us. Without hesitation, Dad started brainstorming ways to lure the kitten. Should we get some food as bait? How about foxtail grass? Maybe a cardboard box? Dad and I excitedly exchanged ideas, but after a few minutes, we realized that Mom hadn't said a single word. Do you think she wants the kitten? She didn't say anything. But Dad and the little girl were really excited.
It's a cat.
Do you want to read? This is her as a grown-up. Do you want to read this part?
Dad really had the heart of a child. Instead of stopping me, he joined right in.
Okay, what is this? Oh, it's like a steamer. You want to do it? Oh, a vacuum? Or a steamer? Maybe a little bit of both.
You have to press this button while you do it.
Oh, okay. That looks really satisfying. And then you can use the right mouse button to rotate, yeah.
I'm going to clean its butt. What?
Oh my gosh, that's so funny. Oh, it squeaked. Did you hear that?
What happened? What's this red part?
I think it's an ear.
Oh. I think it's squeaky. I think it's a mouse toy.
Oh.
I think it's the cat. It's going to go.
What game is
cat.
this?
This is a game called Undusted. Is you clean stuff. Is that your favorite thing to do? Cleaning?
Probably not my favorite thing, but this is really satisfying, so sure.
No.
No, you don't like cleaning, buddy?
Well, it is one of my favorite things.
It is?
Uh-huh.
What? Hi. Well, the whole family's here.
Daddy! I won!
Clean is my.
Are you shearing a...
She's cleaning a toy.
Aww.
Look, it can squeak. Only in some parts. See?
It's like a narrative game, but the main mechanic is cleaning objects that she's finding around the house. Then like everything has like a memory associated with it. So then we're learning her story as we clean the objects.
Oh, how cool.
Yeah.
What a great game.
Yeah.
Now you can.
I don't think we're ready to own a cat. We don't know how to properly care for one, and we don't have any cat food or supplies. Yeah, she didn't want the kitty. How can we care for it if we can't fulfill its needs? Okay. Oh, sorry. Go.
Lily, aren't you be a bit too
Serious?
Jinx, jinx. Of course, having a pet is a huge responsibility.
But Adora can learn how to be responsible by taking care of it, and we can buy whatever supplies we need.
What if its mother is still around? We might be taking a child from its parent.
But when there's a little could have been abandoned.
That isn't something we know for sure. No means no, Adora.
No, the mommy didn't let her keep it.
A striped cat plushie. It is soft and makes cute sounds when you squeeze it.
Here.
I was so upset that after we returned home, I slammed my door shut and refused to leave my room.
Wait, some people in our house do that sometimes.
That evening, yeah, this story, by the way, has like so many parallels, I feel, to my real life.
Parallel means two things say the same way.
Yeah, oh my gosh. Okay, wait. That evening, Dad came over and gave me a stuffed animal. It was soft, fluffy, and looked like the kitten from before. Mom bought this for you, but she didn't know how to give it to you. A few days later, I saw the same kitten at the same spot. This time, though, it was with another cat with a matching coat, its mother. Mom was right. If I had taken the kitten home, I couldn't help but feel ashamed.
Oh.
Mom was right.
Mom was right.
My hometown was always too warm for snow. If any snow did happen to fall, it would melt as soon as it touched the ground. Things like snowball fights and snowmen only existed in TV shows and fiction. Some of my childhood wishes included leaving footprints in fresh, white snow, making snow angels, building a huge snowman. When we finally had time for a family trip, I begged to go somewhere with an abundance of snow. And that's how we ended up having a snowy vacation. Thanks to that, I got to check off a lot of things on my bucket list. Oh, the flowers come off. Oh man, you can barely see. Oh, wait, there's a cloth here. How am I supposed to use that? Haha. Oh. Ooh, I like that. Like you can just wave it around and it kind of cleans everything underneath. Does it work for the bottom too? Ooh. Oh, okay. Looks like that does not work. So you gotta use every single tool at your disposal. Dad, the snow crunches when you step on it, and when you lie down, it's so soft and fluffy. Really? Then I want to lie down too. Huh, you're right, Adora. It's really soft. I saw on TV that if you wave your arms and legs like this, you can make a huge snow angel. Then how about we make some big snow angels to watch over our family? Okay. Marshmallows are ready. You two better eat first, or you won't have enough energy to play. A snow globe we purchased on a family trip. It evokes many happy memories. Aww. Good happy memory. We made giant snow angels, built snowmen, and had an all-out snowball fight with no regard for how snow-crusted our clothes became. After it grew dark, we gathered around the fireplace and drank sweet cocoa. As the comforting warmth of the fire lulled me to sleep, I could hear Dad humming and Mom turning the pages of her book. On our way home, we bought a snow globe to commemorate all the wonderful memories from our vacation. However, since some time ago, I had deliberately hid the snow globe out of sight. Those warm memories became a source of agony, as they reminded me of days I could never return to. Yeah, if you have a bad feeling, feel like when a lot of good things happen, then something bad is gonna follow. Frozen time. Oh, I wonder what's gonna happen. I feel like something bad is gonna happen to the parents. I had hoped to find the attic key in the living room, but it didn't turn up. I decided to search my room next. It looked exactly as it did on the day I left home. Only the thick layer of dust on everything indicated any passage of time. My focus was drawn to my desk, where Dad's pocket watch lay. I just had this funny thought, like the attic key, what if she goes into the attic and all of a sudden it's like a horror game and there are bodies up there? That would be quite the twist. There used to be a time when its cogs still turned and its soft ticking could still be heard. When Mom gave Dad this pocket watch, Dad was delighted with the engraved design. A lily, just like Mom's name. Wherever Dad went, so too did the pocket watch. Shortly after I started high school, the pocket watch fell silent for good. Oh no. I feel like something happened to her dad. Dad, how are you doing? Are you still cracking jokes over there? I don't think I'm doing that well. Oh no, so sad. I'm curious if the story is based on like real life events, you know? I don't know who wrote the story for this game, but there's something that feels a little personal about it. So, you know, I don't know if it's completely work of fiction, but with all, you know, writers and storytellers, I do feel like we tend to draw upon our own experiences a lot of the time. Ooh, why is that glowing? Does that mean I could open it? Oh, yes. I bet I could open it. Done. Alright, let's get that glass nice and shiny. I would love to play a game where it's about cleaning stuff, kind of like this, but also restoring old objects. Like, I don't know if you guys have ever seen people who do that and post videos about it, but they take, you know, like a super old object from the 1700s or something with all this rusted over metal and cracked leather and stuff like that, and then they restore it bit by bit, or like, you know, a really intricate watch or something like that. Yeah, they take it all apart, clean everything, and put it all back together. It's incredible. Or like cars. Sometimes people do these huge car restorations. Adora, how many times have I told you to not call the office directly? You're usually back by now, and I couldn't get in touch with you. Ooh, looks like she's in high school now. Oh, I'm sorry. I got caught up in work and completely lost track of time. I'll make sure to check my phone more often from now on. But please, text instead of call. Mom looks sad. Alright. Oh yeah, Mom. I was cleaning my room earlier and I found the cassette player Dad gave me. I'm sorry, Adora, but I still have a lot of work to do. Don't wait for me. And make sure you don't go to bed too late. Mom, wait, A broken pocket watch. Its time remains eternally frozen, just like my family's. You know, it's really nice how they told that story there. Like, we knew that the dad died without the story telling us that directly. You know, the metaphor of the broken pocket watch, time stopping, you know, you can really tell what happened. I desperately needed my mom, but she threw herself into work as if she wanted to forget Dad, and maybe all of us. Days passed and we barely spoke to or even saw each other. I kept telling myself that I had to try to understand her, that she was raising me all by herself now, but my grief and sorrow grew nearly unbearable as they rendered my nights sleepless. Things would have been much easier if I had just blamed her. Yet, whenever I saw Mom so exhausted and fatigued, sadness came before anger. I hated her for leaving me alone, but at the same time, it pained me to see her eroding away. As much as I longed for her comfort, I wanted to comfort her too. Oh, so sad. What I found in the darkness. When I couldn't stand the silence in the house, I would listen to Dad's tapes. Listening to those songs made it feel like he was right there beside me. One day, I heard a composer tell his story on a radio show. When I was a kid, my father used to hum songs he had wrote himself, so I became interested in music. I hardly saw him after my parents divorced, but whenever I sang his songs, I felt like I was back in those happy childhood days. That's how I started composing. For me, it's a way of bringing comfort, not only to me, but to others in similar circumstances. I could see myself in his story, and his song resonated with me. Naturally, I admired him. Finally, I understood what Dad had meant. I wanted to tell him that I found something I couldn't live without doing. I found a part-time job and started saving money for composing tools. Ooh. Oh, she started making music. When Mom asked about it, I thought she was finally taking some interest in my life. Oh man. I think it still works. Should I turn it on now? Okay, can I turn it on? Is there an on button here? So far, Mom does not sound like a character that we can really feel like close to. Like, she seems a lot more closed off, a lot more practical, a lot more rules driven, and sounds like she really dealt with her grief in a different way. She sort of closed people off more. I'm curious to learn more about her because of her reaction after the dad is gone. Some moms, I feel like, would want to be there with her daughter and comfort her, but in this case the mom draws away, so okay. Mom, you're late again. You must be exhausted. Yes, a little. How was your day? Adora, what are all those things? Oh, these? A Midi controller, a microphone? They're tools for composing. By composing, do you mean composing music? Ooh, she has a frown. That's not good. Uh-huh. I started making songs little by little, and I got a part-time job to buy these tools myself. Wait, Adora, a part-time job? You started working just for a hobby? Adora, you need to be studying hard for your future right now. Don't waste your time on things like that, and quit your part-time job too. A red Midi controller, the first piece of music equipment I ever bought with my own money. I wanted to tell her that it wasn't just a hobby, that I was serious, but before I could say anything, Mom said she was tired and headed towards her room. My words were met with the sound of her door closing shut. I was left alone in an all too familiar silence. I was angry at Mom for not listening to my words, but I kept trying to understand her. I thought she might change her mind if I showed her how serious I was. Much like how music had comforted me, I wanted Mom to feel comforted too, and if possible, with a song of my own creation. I'm really curious if later in this game we hear from the mom's perspective. A melody of comfort. After that day, I spent every spare moment composing. Not only was it my first song, but it was a song for Mom. Aww. When I felt that I had poured enough of my heart into it, I recorded my song onto a cassette tape. I fervently hoped that it would bring her some comfort. Even if I couldn't fully convince her, if I could at least help her feel a little bit better. When Mom came back home, exhausted as usual, I nervously handed her the tape. Oh, I really hope the mom likes it. I thought if Mom listened to it, she would understand how serious I was. Oh. Oh dear. Well, what do you guys think? Do you think the mom is gonna appreciate it, or is she going to reject it and say it's a waste of time? Unfortunately, I have this feeling that the mom is gonna say it's a waste of time and that Adora needs to focus on her studies. And I kind of wonder if that means that Adora's gonna give up her music aspirations and do something else with her life, like study accounting or, whatever it is that her mom wants her to do. Ooh, is there a way to open this? How come there are flowers in here? It seems like flowers would not grow in an old object. Maybe mold or something, but I mean the flowers are really pretty. A tad unrealistic maybe. Man, I wish it was this easy to clean real life stuff. You composed this yourself? Yeah, the melody came to me first, so I started with that. I'm still working on the lyrics. Oh, and there's another one I'm preparing for a competition. The theme is... Hold up, Adora. Didn't I tell you last time? You need to focus on your studies. Mom, I know it might seem like only a hobby right now, but please, can you at least try listening? Adora, do you even hear what you're saying? How can you waste your time on this instead of studying for your future? I'm tired, so let's talk another time. Another time? When's that gonna be? When you quit your job? As if that'll happen. Adora, I'm saying this for your sake. I'm serious about becoming a composer. I want to make it so you don't have to worry about money anymore. And people said I'm pretty talented, so... Adora, I said no. Don't even think about it. Right now, you may feel like you're special. Talented? There is no word more meaningless. Don't get carried away because of a mere compliment. Praise proves absolutely nothing. Dad's cassette player. Despite how old it is, it can still play tapes. Why was she so angry? Was she more tired than usual? Even now, I still don't know why Mom reacted so explosively. I never expected her to yell at me like that. Her fury left me speechless. Okay, if I had to make a guess, I think it's because this is what her mother told her. This is what Lily's mother told her, and Lily was not able to follow her own dreams. And she made that choice for herself, and that's what she thinks Adora needs to do now. While I was stunned, she tore the tape from my hands and threw it into the trash. Without so much as a backwards glance, she said, "Stop wasting your time on worthless things like this." What she threw away wasn't only a cassette tape. Therein was the piece of my heart that held my drive to comfort Mom, despite the loneliness after Dad's passing. Even if hating her was the easier path, I didn't give up trying to understand her. But at that moment, when my heart was equated to trash, I felt something disappear from inside me. After Mom's rage quelled and silence fell once again, I finally gave up trying to understand her. I think this is what I mean by this feels like a personal story. It really feels like the author of this story maybe lived something like this. And it's something that I'm sure a lot of people can relate to. This moment, this divide between you and your parent. The music box was the last present I ever received from Dad. Whenever I felt lonely, I would wind it up and talk to him as if he were right beside me. Dad, if you were still here, you would have supported me, right? Mom doesn't understand what it's like to have a dream, to have something you can't live without. All she wants to do is to fit into the mold. That's probably the only kind of life she knows. I cried for a long time, pouring out my anguish. Listening to the music box play, it felt like Dad was sitting right next to me. So hard to lose someone that's like your champion, your cheerleader. After that day, I stopped waiting for Mom. I didn't even want her to talk to me anymore. I had nothing to say to her. I wonder if Adora and her mom will reconcile. I mean, it's like the thing that we all want to happen and that stories tell us should happen, but real life is not always like that. Let's watch this a little bit more. Ooh, what is this thing? I didn't even see it here. What is... Oh, that, oh my gosh, it's kind of hard to use. It's very slow. I'm kind of moving my mouse around, but it moves really slowly. Oh, do I have to hold it down? No. What? I'm confused. Do I have to charge it? Oh, yeah. I think it has to charge. The toothbrush is the best. Audio player, this record player has so many little angles and nooks and crannies. Oof. This is definitely the hardest one we have done so far. I wish someone could figure out how to make a washing game actually, you know, wash your real life stuff, because washing in a video game is a lot more fun than washing something that you really have. But yeah, how do... Oh my god, okay. I'm gonna clean this. Turn it. There we go. Stop, 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 stop. Oh, how do I... Okay. Ooh, yeah, let's clean that. Okay. What else do we got here? Okay. Out there. Woohoo! Adora, can we talk for a minute? I'm busy right now. I'm sorry for how I acted. I must have been tired, so I got emotional. But it was for your sake, Adora. I don't want you to suffer. Right now, things may seem fun and exciting, so you might think that the road ahead will be easy. Someday you'll understand. For now, it would be better if you focused on your studies and kept composing as a hobby. I mean, I can kind of see the mom logic. Now I get why you're saying these things. You've never had anything you've truly wanted to do, have you? All you've ever done is live by other people's standards. That's why you don't understand how serious I am, and what it's like to have something you can't live without. If Dad were here, he would have understood me. At least he wouldn't have thrown away my tape like that. He wasn't anything like you. A music box that plays after you wind it. The last gift Dad ever gave me. I deliberately chose the words that would hurt her the most. I thought I had the right to, since she was the one who hurt me first. Mom said nothing during my verbal onslaught. Her silence only fueled my rage, so my words became harsher, crueler, more vicious. Mom quietly took my wrath. After the room fell silent, she left without a single word. Left alone, I picked up the music box and said to myself, "It's okay. That was nothing compared to what she did to me." It was a peaceful weekend afternoon. I had started to doze off after putting stickers all over Dad's camera. In my half-awake state, I could faintly make out Mom and Dad's voices as they quietly talked. I wanted to keep listening to their conversation, but before long, I fell asleep. I wonder if there's going to be a twist. Okay. Dad used to take pictures of me and Mom whenever he could. It looks like it still might work if I charge it. I'll try turning it on after cleaning it. Wouldn't it be interesting if there was some kind of a twist that made us really understand the mom's point of view much better? Or helped Adora understand her mom's point of view and why her mom did the things she did. Oh yeah, oh my gosh. I feel like this is what my phone would look like if I shone, you know, some kind of a UV light on it. And I would be like, I should probably clean my phone more. Like, they have those kind of like UV sanitization boxes and things now you can buy, and then you put your phone in it and it's supposed to kill the germs or something. I feel like I got everything. Aha. Yes. Adora, did you finish your homework? Shh, she fell asleep after playing with the camera again. Haha, she really does love it. She's interested in so many things, like music and writing. I guess the apple doesn't fall far from the tree, huh? Oh, which one is the tree, though? Is it Mom or Dad? I only hope that she doesn't become like me. You still have regrets about back then? You know, I thought you were so beautifully radiant. It's all in the past now. I was naive and foolishly chasing what was only a dream. Now I'm awake and live in reality. Let's not talk about this anymore, all right? All right. A now discontinued digital camera. It is decorated with stickers that I had stuck on as a child. The camera contained a recording that I had never seen before. Had I pressed the record button while I was asleep? The slanted video captured a long conversation between Mom and Dad. I found it difficult to understand. The Mom I knew had always seemed so ordinary. Suddenly I realized that perhaps the words I had so aggressively thrown at her that day meant more than I had thought. The moment kept playing over and over in my mind. How silently she stood before my anger. How silently she had left the room, followed only by the sound of the door closing. What she dreamed of. What she dreamed of. What was the... Wait, I gotta say what I dreamed of. Chapter once upon a... interesting. Okay, so it's what I dreamed of and then what she dreamed of. Ooh, maybe we'll learn more about Mom now. Only Mom's room was left. Holding the old doorknob, I felt as if I were about to meet Mom herself after all this time. Her room was filled with boxes, all neatly labeled and sorted by purpose. Somehow it seemed like she knew she wouldn't be coming back. One box in particular caught my attention. Things I couldn't throw away. This box contained many trophies that I had never seen before. Oh. Where did she get all of these from? I really don't know anything about Mom. You don't know anything about Mom? Guess she hid it from you, huh? This looks exactly like the symbol I saw on the teacup. Oh yeah, the teacup. Forgot about that. Yeah, the mom got upset, right? When the teacup got broken. Alright, toothbrush time. Looks like a quill pen. So I'm gonna guess that Mom was a really good writer. Plays, maybe? Creative writing? Or like, yeah, it seems like it would be like fiction. That's gonna be my guess. Yes. PWG. Dad, what's that? A trophy? Yep. I got this for winning first place in a math competition. Cool, huh? Wow, does Mom know? Well, there's no way you wouldn't show her something this cool. Of course she knows. I bragged about it all the time. But then she'd look at me with that sullen look and bring the box. The box? Adora, how about a snack? We have cheesecake. Dad, don't change the subject. A trophy I had never seen before. Writing competition. First place, Lily Meyer. It has the same symbol as the teacup. So this was the box that Dad had mentioned. I took out a few trophies and read their plates. School writing competition, winner. Youth short story competition, excellence award. Novel contest, first place, all for Lily Meyer. These accolades demonstrated how much she had achieved, and they were proof of the dream Mom once had. She was talented enough to win all of these awards. Why didn't she pursue writing as a career? And why did she stop me from chasing my dream so badly? One after another, thoughts endlessly flowed through my mind. Okay, we're down to the last 3 objects. Things were never the same after Mom threw away my cassette tape. I couldn't pretend that nothing had happened. This animosity persisted after high school, as I left home to study music at a distant university. I told myself I wouldn't call her until I had succeeded. Back then, I believed that once I graduated university, success would easily find its way to me. However, just as Mom had warned, the world was much colder than I had thought. Awards and words of praise became more and more meaningless. The further I drifted from success, the more I avoided calling Mom. I could already hear what she'd say. That's why I told you to stop. I told you it'd be a waste of time. I wasn't ready to hear those words to my face. Even after I had to change my phone number, I couldn't bring myself to call her. After some time, I received an unexpected call from my aunt. Mom had passed away. Oh my God. Oh, she didn't talk to her mom for all that time. That's so sad. I thought I'd be able to call her anytime I wanted, but I didn't have the courage to. That would mean I'd have to admit that she was right all along. Yeah, but you know, Mom could have also called you. If you pushed her away, maybe. I really believe that as a parent, one of your jobs is to show your children that you love them unconditionally, no matter what, no matter how they screw up, no matter what bad things they do. I mean, you obviously enforce rules and enforce, like, right and wrong and discipline them. So sad that they didn't talk, though. And then Mom passed away. I think there's gonna be something in this story about not letting opportunities like that pass you by. Because, yeah, Adora is just, now she's probably full of regrets. Relationships are really hard. I can definitely understand that. Adora kind of talks about that. She didn't have the courage to pick up the phone and call. I like that these objects all have little different ways you can manipulate them and figure out little compartments to open and stuff like that. Oh my god, there's so many little parts to clean. Ah! Okay, let's try the... I really wish the vacuum cleaner didn't like use up its charge so quickly. Oh, it like dies right away. Alright, back to the toothbrush. Old reliable. Haha. Dirty, dirty. Are you leaving? If I don't go now, I'll be late for my flight. You have a lot of luggage. I'll drive you to the airport. It's fine. I know you're busy. I'll be going now. Adora. A typewriter that looks like a prop from a black and white film. It seems that Mom typed her stories on it. Would there be a story on there? Come to think of it, that was the last conversation we ever had. I had left without looking back, determined to return only when I had succeeded. I wanted to prove Mom wrong, but that door I shut so firmly never opened again. Based on how parents parent, they feel like success equates to love and acceptance and happiness and approval. I opened the small drawer at the bottom of the typewriter. Inside were sheets of paper and the attic key. Most of the papers were stories that Mom had written. The rest seemed to be contracts. Among the papers were a few letters that began with the salutation, "Dear Miss Lily Meyer." I picked up a letter that was filled with writing. "Dear Miss Lily Meyer, it's been some time since I last penned a letter to you. I recall in your previous letters that you have been a fan of mine for some time now. I wanted to let you know that I read the story you sent this time as well. Please understand that I say this for your sake. I have read your works for a long time now, and they lack any aspect of exceptionality. Certainly you could make a livelihood out of your writing, but I doubt that standard alone would be satisfactory for you. I understand your desire to be a writer. However, discretion is sometimes the better part of valor. I believe that your time would be better spent in another field of work. I truly apologize for conveying these words much too late. Sincerely, Louis." Louis. Who's Louis? Wasn't his name on the teacup or something? Alright, so Lily got rejected by Louis, or her work got rejected. Louis was the name of Mom's favorite writer, the writer she admired, the one who might have even inspired her to pursue writing. I couldn't begin to imagine how it'd feel if someone I respected told me to give up. I imagined Mom opening the letter, hoping to find praise or encouragement, but the further she read, the greater the despair on her face. If a composer I admired had said the same to me, I wouldn't have been able to take it either. Yeah. Poor Mom. That would be pretty devastating. Oh my god. Ugh. I wonder if the final object is gonna be like, just have a lot of nooks and crannies to it. I mean, Typewriter was pretty bad. Oof. This one has rust stains on it. Yuck. Alright, let's get those out of here. Oh, so dirty. Come on. Ah! Oh god. It's like the horror. The horror of turning something around that you thought was pretty clean and then it's just lights up like a hot zone of bacteria. Tired from all this scrubbing. Goodness, I feel like this should be the default controls for the game, by the way. Like, the setting that I had to toggle on was in the pause menu, and if people never find that, then their hands must be so cramped by the time they get to this point. Oh my god. What the... What? Ah! No! How am I supposed to clean that? No, no, no. No, no. Just cannot leave that dirty. Okay, alright, that's better. Alright. I think I'll be admitted to the hospital soon. Could you help me tidy up the house? Please, I don't have anyone else I can ask to do this. Lily, don't say that. I still have the spare key, so I'll go by when I have time. Thank you. Before you come, I'll put away things like the trophies. It's strange, isn't it? Back then I was so desperate to forget everything. But when I was cleaning the house and saw my typewriter and all those trophies, I remembered the days when I wrote so happily. Why do we only realize how precious something is after we lose it? Writing and Adora. Lily, have you called Adora? I tried calling her 2 days ago, but she didn't answer. Maybe she changed her number. I left a voicemail, but I'm not sure if she heard it. If I were brave enough to call her sooner, would we still be in touch right now? Back then I thought the best thing to do was give her time. A landline phone. By calling a specific date, you can hear recordings from that day. The call was between Mom and my aunt. From her voice and coughing, I could hear how difficult it was for Mom to talk. After I left home, my pride and drive to prove myself held me back from contacting Mom. All this time, I never once thought about how Mom must have felt. I didn't think that she would regret what she had done, nor did I know that she had called me. If I had just called her when I changed my number. It was pride. Chapter 4! Oh, it's still, I thought there was going to be another item, like more new items. But nope. Alright, clean the item, it's a key. As I looked at the old attic key that I found in Mom's typewriter, it reminded me of the excuse that brought me back home, finding my aunt's necklace. Maybe she knew everything and sent me here on purpose. I held the rusted key in my hand. It felt cold and hard, but somehow also warm. As I cleaned the key, Mom and Auntie's conversation continued. I felt like I was looking at myself. When Adora said that someone had called her talented, she was just like my young, naive self. It was too painful to see her talking with those bright eyes, full of hope. At that moment, I wasn't looking at Adora, but rather the child I used to be. I don't know, Mom. I mean, she's a different person. What about believing in her and allowing her to follow her passions? But I understand, maybe Mom just really didn't want to see her daughter be hurt. But we just can't protect our children can't protect them from the world. We can just teach them how to deal with disappointment, you know? That would have been probably better. I say all this as if I know what to do as a parent. Trust me, I do not. Just winging it. A letter from the past. The attic key that I found inside the typewriter. What will I find in the attic? It's gonna be dead bodies! No, I'm just kidding. The recording ended with a violent cough from Mom. I was left stunned, my heart painfully heavy. After some time, I collected myself and headed to the attic with key in tow. The attic had always been Mom's private space. When I snuck in as a child, it looked more like a storage room than somewhere fun, so I often wondered why Mom liked using it. As if to answer that question from my childhood, I found an old desk and chair in one corner of the room. On the desk laid a necklace and a dusty journal with an all too familiar name. If I never came back to this house and cleaned it, if I had left those mementos undisturbed beneath dust, I would have never learned about Mom's true feelings. I had a feeling that this diary had been waiting here all this time, just for me. I carefully brushed away the thick dust and opened it. That day, when Adora handed me her tape with such excitement on her face, I could see the hope in her eyes. That innocent face, certain she could realize her dream. I knew that face well. I was afraid that she would curse her wasted years and regret everything. I need to stop this now. For her sake, I chose to be harsh. I believed that her hating me was the lesser of two evils. When I started to tidy up Adora's belongings, I was able to see the remnants of her dreams in my hands. Through them, I could feel her sorrows and joys. That was when I looked back on my past. My younger self, who I thought naive and foolish, was shining as brilliantly as those traces of Adora. I've wanted to tell her my true feelings, but I can't reach her anymore. All I can do is wait. I hope you return one day so I can tell you this. Adora, it was thanks to you that I was able to face myself again. Even though I was ashamed of my past, I was happy to see a part of myself in you. I had hurt you so gravely, yet you brought me comfort. I should have said this to you sooner. No matter what path you choose to walk, no matter how you live your life, I will always love and support you. Mom's diary ended there. After closing it, I noticed a letter laying on a corner of the desk. There was also something I thought I'd never see again, the cassette tape that I recorded my first song on. I put the tape into the cassette player and opened the envelope. The letter inside contained lyrics which seemed to accompany my song. I slowly recited Mom's lyrics. My novice melody and her poetic verses complemented each other well, as if they had always been together from the very start. What would you do to see those lost birds once again? Looking above, your eyes danced with the dawning sky. Gleaming with hope, they were clear as crystal. Was it me who dusted everything? Bright in my dream, you're singing to the moon and stars, even lighting up my room behind you. I'm going to be reviewing the game now, so there will be spoilers ahead. But if you watched this far, you might have already watched me play the entire game. But if you skipped, I'll include this warning anyway. Alright, I've just finished playing Letters from the Past, Undusted, and I'm still feeling quite emotional about it, but I want to give an overview of what I thought after playing the whole game from start to finish. So, wow. This was a really immersive narrative story, which had a great mix of both the story and light gameplay. The game has 16 objects that you clean over time, and with every object, you're learning a little bit of backstory. I felt the pacing was really nice because there was just enough story interspersed with the rounds of cleaning that neither part really ever became boring. So, story, it grabbed me and pulled me in right away. The music on the start screen is just so powerful. The game concept, the chunking of the narrative, the gameplay, it all complemented each other really well. Right away, you are pulled in to the three main characters, Adora, the daughter, and the main character, Lily and Dad. Sorry, I actually forgot the dad's name, if that was ever mentioned. And the present and past dynamic also worked really well as a storytelling method, and it sets up a mystery right away. Adora is going back to her old home, which implies she hasn't been there in a long time. And she's looking for the key to the attic, and she's cleaning up belongings, and it kind of hints that maybe her parents aren't there anymore to do that. So you're wondering, why are all of these things happening? That's the mystery. Looking at all these old objects to connect the dots to the present, to figure out what happened. There's another detail about the story I just had to share, and I didn't notice this until I was reviewing the footage of the Let's Play. When he passes away, we start chapter 2, and I didn't notice this until before, but look at the background. Look how blue and gloomy it is, and these raindrops are falling and they look like tears. In chapter 1, when she's reminiscing about the happy times, the background is sunny and warm and bright. Here in chapter 2, it's sad and rainy and blue. And in chapter 3, she gets into the attic and the background there is a red color. And it just gives me this feeling of sunset. Things are near its conclusion and a little bit bittersweet. I did cry at the end. I was not expecting so many feels from this game, and it was a really satisfying ending. So, my personal take on the story, her mom is a little bit on the more strict side, and I had strict parents too, and they wanted me to succeed in life and pursue very traditional aspirations like careers like medicine, etc. But I was more creative, and I ended up pursuing my passion, which at the time they weren't a huge fan of. So I can relate to Adora quite a bit. I can also relate a lot to her parents. I have kids now, and as a parent, absolutely, you're always wanting the best for your children. I could kind of see myself sometimes in the Lily character. And I could see my husband in the dad character, where he's like joking around with the kids and more playful. I really saw the parenting style that's told in the story. Like, it reflects to me a much older generation's style. I feel like there's a much healthier philosophies around parenting these days. So there's a greater emphasis on mental health, specialized support for kids, and accomplishment is recognized as not the only way to measure success. So there are more tools now. And I say this not to generalize too much on older generations or certain cultures, but so much could have been avoided in this story if people just talked to each other. The mom tries to project her past mistakes onto the daughter, and her excuse is she doesn't want her daughter to be hurt from failure, but it's kind of a selfish thing to do. Like, why doesn't mom just talk to her daughter and share her past experiences while encouraging her daughter? Like I said earlier in the playthrough, you should teach your children how to cope with disappointment, not try to avoid disappointment entirely. Adora is pretty prideful. She doesn't talk to her mom after they have their argument, and she even changes her number. And she realizes this at the end and regrets that she missed the opportunity to reconcile with her mom. And she ends up appreciating her mom, and then she gets the letter from her mom at the very end, where finally they have communicated, yay, and shared their feelings with each other. But all of this could have been avoided while they were both alive if they just talked to each other. And I don't blame the story here. The dynamic between Adora and her mom absolutely happens in real life. I mean, I feel like I experienced that myself. So I'm not saying this kind of relationship can be entirely avoided or it's easy to avoid or anything like that. It's maybe just more like advice, free advice, especially to the parents in this equation. Support your kids, talk to them. The best thing you can do is make your kids feel safe to trust you and talk to you even when they know they have messed up. But anyway, I digress. I think just as a parent myself, and with this story being so heavily focused around a daughter and a mom, I am both a daughter and a mom and have a daughter, and I can see so many aspects, so many different perspectives of this particular game story. So also wanted to talk about the gameplay. So the gameplay here was such a good complement to the narrative. So if you think about the verb, the action you're doing, you're cleaning old mementos. The act of cleaning and cherishing these mementos serve as the vehicle for reminiscing about the past. After you finish the game, there's actually a 17th item. And I didn't discover this. My daughter actually discovered it because she watched me play this game and wanted to play it herself. So she logged in and said, "Hey, mommy, I cleaned the 17th item." And I was like, what 17th item? So she showed me, and 17th item, the pendant mom always wore. It's the first time I've looked inside. I was thinking a lot about this game as I've been working on this review, and another reason why the cleaning mechanic works so well is because it's this metaphor of washing the past. So washing these items is in a way like confronting the demons of your past or the feelings that you've been wrestling with. The dirt represents unfinished business or memories that still plague you. And by cleaning them, you're healing. You are dealing with those feelings, confronting them, processing those feelings through the act of cleaning. The objects do get harder over time, and that could just be a standard gameplay difficulty is increasing over time, which makes total sense. But I couldn't help but also wonder if some of the objects, especially towards the end, were timed to reflect the difficulty of the emotion that Adora had to process. So the gramophone, for example, was really hard to clean, and it happened right after that narrative moment when she starts to argue with her mom. Maybe this developer is telling us that feelings are hard, relationships are hard, and they take work. The pendant Mom always wore. It's the first time I've looked inside. So one more thing I want to show you guys is this start screen actually updates after you've gotten to a certain point in the story. I don't know exactly when, whether you need to finish the whole thing or not, but look, the art gets updated with this like warm, ghostly figure embracing Adora. And I actually at one point thought this was here the whole time and I missed it, but it's not there when you first start the game and it gets added in. So overall, this game was fantastic. I give it a 5 out of 5. It pulled together narrative and gameplay cohesively and really touched me with the story and pulled on my emotional heartstrings the entire way through. I highly recommend this game if you're looking for something quick and easy to play and want to get immersed in the story of a mom and daughter's complex relationship. Thanks for listening. Bye guys.